Hey, Addy! A little bit more Yumatuki time. It's always a pleasure. So I've returned to my roots a little bit in the sense of I did a final, but I've been mostly distracting myself with random nonsense, and I would love to talk about the random nonsense today. We got a daily to Mole Mine, a weekly to Location Motif 1, which I've been meaning to go along this path for a while, because I believe it's either this area or Bloom 99 is where Cornelius the Gnome lives. And then this vending machine, I ended up IDing it as Ninja Town, I think? This is the area that I'm thinking of. Is it? I don't think it is. I don't... it's on the tip of my tongue. I recognize this art style, but I don't remember where it is. Whatever. Let's do Mole Mine. And Mole Mine is... I guess there's a couple of ways to get to Coffee Cup World, huh? Let's do... I have an idea for where we could go. So, the first big thing that I've been doing is I've been playing an exorbitant amount of a game by the name of Gemcraft Chasing Shadows. Bit of a weird poll. But it's obscenely fun. I've been having a ball with it. So, Gemcraft is a legacy tower defense series around the same time as like Blooms or whatever those other one. I forget a lot of the other like big ones from around this time period. There was a Bubble Tanks tower defense, I think. That was another one that I played a lot. But it was back in the day. It was back in the day. Tower defense games in that era were like that era's equivalent of roguelikes in my mind. That there were a lot of developers, or like RPGs in a similar way. There were some developers that just could not conceive of any other game type than making it a tower defense game. And it's always funny to see this stuff come up. I'm going the wrong way. I should be going to Lemon. But it was back in that era of, like, tower defense games became popular in part because of games like Bloons, and then everyone decided, oh, I have an idea for a tower defense game, and then the genre got really, really oversaturated really quickly. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it was amusing when it was happening. But Gemcraft is one of the best from that entire genre. It's really, really, really good. And Chasing Shadows was in... Chasing Shadows is in a weird spot, because it was just old enough that I remember seeing it on Armor Games, but it's also just new enough that it has a Steam release. I don't know. I don't really want to bother with Mole Mine. But what I do want to bother with is Location Motif. So how do you get here? Penguin and Fairy. Oh, wait, it's one of these. It's one of these. It's Green Pattern World or Domino Constructions. It might be Domino Constructions. This is what I was thinking of. Okay, so let's go this way. I just had a brain blast. Like, yes, it is this world. But yeah, Gemcraft is really fun, really hard. It is also one of those games that, once you complete all of the content, the last bit of content the game has to give you is, okay, now do it again. It's just all, like, endless... doing, endless gameplay and just continuing to play it over and over again. And trying to, like, optimize and leveling up your wizard level. And optimizing your skills, optimizing your towers, and, like, lasting in endurance mode for as long as possible. It's a fun time. It's genuinely a really fun time. This is what I was thinking of when I was thinking of Ninja Town. It's that, like, super wiggly art style. But yeah, Chasing Shadows is amazing. I know there are other games in this series. There is, Gemcraft, I want to say Frostborn Wrath is like somewhat newer. I think that was in like 2020. And I've heard that that game is like pretty good. It's not as good as Chasing Shadows. It's a lot harder. Which some people are into that, some people don't like it as much. It also runs on the same engine, so apparently there is some issues with the frame rate. But hey, I got no complaints. The game is fun. And I wouldn't mind checking out Frostborn Wrath at some point. But they also recently announced a Legacy Collection, and that's part of the reason why I got back into it. They're doing a remaster of the original Gemcraft, Gemcraft Zero, and Gemcraft Labyrinth, I believe, are the three. And Labyrinth is the one that I remember sinking tons of hours to in the Flash version. Am I going the right way? I think this is just this is a one-off area. That parallax background is so pretty, though. But yeah, it's fun. My one gripe doesn't isn't necessarily about the game itself. It's the fact that there are a lot of games that once you start to analyze them and like hyper optimize them at a high level, they start to break down on a mechanical level. Gemcraft is one of those. After a certain point, the way that you play that game optimally is literally by having a program run in the background to automatically build stuff for you. Have I seen Pyramid Gods before? I don't know if I've had. Let's head here. I'm admittedly a little scatterbrained today, but I wouldn't mind seeing some stuff I've never seen before. That's why I'm playing this, after all. But after a certain point, the way that you play this game optimally is by running like a... Someone made an application called like the WGEM extractor. Okay, hang on. What's the trick here? And the WGEM, or the WGEM combiner, excuse me, not extractor. Oh, there we go. Interesting. So this, I think, is the default, and then if I trigger it again... Now it's different. Yeah, here we go. But the trouble is that when you try and hyper-optimize the game, it starts to become apparent that the best way to optimize... Because the way that the game works is there are different types of gems, and it has a lot of that, like, primal energy that was tapped into by a lot of those, like, slop merge mobile games, where it's a tower defense game, you have different kinds of gems, and you can combine them, you can, like, combine their effects together by literally combining the gems, or you can just make a pure gem of a specific type. And what ended up happening is people realized that the best way... There are very specific constructions that do work, but the downside is that those patterns that work aren't as simple as just... What am I looking at here? Those patterns aren't as simple as just you duplicate the gem and you like upgrade it over and over and over again until it's just a tier whatever pure gem. It's really, really, really complex patterns. Hello, guys. Oh. Whoa. Hello. Really cool. Kind of hope this doesn't, like, turn me into a pyramid or something. Okay, we're good. I've played too much of this game that I see an event like that and I expect to pan down to me getting turned into a pyramid. Oh! Hello! Who are you? But yeah, people have made shell scripts that you can run that just execute these obscenely complex recipes with, like, hundreds, if not thousands of steps, including, like, duplicating gems and combining them, and even though they're relatively optimized, it's still... I had moments where trying to hyper-optimize an endurance run that took 5 minutes of just pausing the game and letting the system run to optimize and, like, create this mega gem that I could slot in and use. And 5 minutes seems to be on the lower end for some of these. I saw the maximum recipe for one of them takes 1 hour and 47 minutes. I'm not waiting that long. Like, straight up, I'm not waiting that long for one endurance run that I could lose in an instant because endurance runs are brutal. But for the people who are into that, that's quite cool. I could probably, like, leave it on when I'm going to take my stats final or something and come back to it. But yeah, that's been a ton of fun. I'm very tempted to make a video about it, but it would feel weird making a video about that game because I wouldn't be playing it super optimally. I have a weird internal battle there that I don't know if I would want to commit to it. And then, like, the few people that even make it into the comments are going to be people who have, like, are hyperfixated on the game, and the one person they find who's still playing it is playing it wrong. I don't know. Kind of it might be a weird thing to get self-conscious about. Am I stuck in this room? Hang on, let me just back out and then head back from the start. But yeah, that's been fun. I've been in a very mathy mood recently, so that's been fun to bounce off of. I've also been there's been a mix of cool things. I've been getting back into Minecraft modding because I have a friend. We have a server going, and he has a data pack that he's been making for, like, a while now. Like, over a year. But, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, I was motivated to try and make data packs again for myself, and I immediately had to reformat all of my old stuff because they pushed a big change to how data packs are formatted, and it completely broke everything, including all my old data packs, like the boss one and the skyblock one. No promises on whether I'm going to revisit any of those data packs in the future, but I'm kind of tempted to do another video of me messing around with Minecraft. Because Minecraft is in a very odd position for me, where it is just... Isaac modding took up a very similar space in my brain, where it is complex to the point that most people don't bother with it, but the people that do bother with it have tons and tons of freedom because once you get through that first hump, it's simple to work with. So what I'm thinking is, I feel like it could be fun to do, like, visualizations of data, do, like, data visualization stuff in Minecraft. I feel like that could be awesome. And that is mainly part of the reason why I'm jazzed to do that is because of I found a YouTube channel called Nice Name, which, if you haven't seen his stuff, go watch it. His stuff is phenomenal. It's genuinely some of the best. Really good data visualization in general, but, like, especially in terms of Minecraft. He does stuff with like markers and text entities that I've literally never seen before. Very, very talented dude. But I feel like it could be fun to do a Minecraft video in air quotes that's just a whole bunch of constructions. Where is this? Is this supposed to be a in progress thing? No, this is domino constructions. Okay, this is the right way. I feel like it could be fun to manually like math out a bunch of OEIS sequences and stuff like that, and like map them out and be able to like fly around in 3D space and see them evolve. I feel like that could be cool as hell. Because to the uninitiated that don't know what the hell the OEIS is, it's a cool thing. The OEIS is a online database called the Online Encyclopedia of Integer Sequences. It was initially on paper, created by the mathematician Niels Sloan. And after a certain point, after like the dawn of the internet, of course, he ended up migrating the bulk of the data online, and there's now this humongous online repository of tons and tons and tons of really cool number sequences. And I mean, it's kind of a similar issue as Project Euler, is that they have to be a little cheeky with how they organize these so that certain things are allowed to be on the OEIS because they're integers, but they're really not integers. It's like, oh, there will be a sequence. It's like, oh, this is the digits of pi written as integers, and it's like, okay, so it's just the first 100 digits of pi. You're basically just defining a decimal number, but you're defining it in integers so it can be stored there. Ooh. Ooh. Is this even where I have to go? Am I gonna have to go through Green Pattern World again? Ow. Oh! It's a wake-up event. Cool. Alright, back to it. But yeah, the OEIS is a lot of really cool there's a lot of really cool stuff. I also found out about that because of a bunch of very cool number file videos that actually featured Niels Sloan in a lot of them. And some of the most interesting videos are him. I think they're just called like beautiful graphs, or like bizarre graphs, or something like that. Amazing Graphs, I think, is the name of the series. And it is what it says it is. It's Niels Sloan and Brady Haran going through a list of really cool graphs and just really cool number sequences. And it's stuff that you wouldn't normally think of. It's a lot of like weird edge cases and stuff almost designed to be plotted and viewed as a sequence of numbers. But you end up with some really cool stuff. Like, you obviously end up with stuff like the Fibonacci sequence, but the funny thing about math is that, like, the Fibonacci sequence is relatively vanilla compared to some of the wacky shit you can do with numbers. Fibonacci sequence is just a recursive list. You're just adding numbers together. So another example of one that's a little bit more interesting is, there's a couple of very cool ones. There's Hofstadter's Q sequence, which is like Fibonacci, but not quite. Basically, you start with 1, 1, same deal as Fibonacci, but instead of just getting the next number as the sum of the previous two, if you were to do that, you would end up with something like 1, 1, it's like 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, on and on. Now, Hofstadter's Q sequence is unique in that instead of getting the previous two, the two prior numbers indicate how far back you have to look from the most recent number. So starting with 1 and 1, it actually goes 1, 1, 2 again, because for the third value, you start at the second index, and then you start at the where that new number would go, And then the two numbers before that are the 1 and the 1. So you go 1 back to get a 1, and then you go 2 back, and then that's a 1, so you go back 1 again. You end up with 1 plus 1 is 2. And then for the next number would normally be a 3 in Fibonacci. But in our new case, it's actually another 2. Because you start with 1, 1, 2, and then you grab those two numbers. The 2 makes you go 2 back to a 1. The 1 makes you go 1 back to a 2 again. Or to a 1 again, excuse me. Am I explaining this right? I don't know if I'm explaining this right. It's a very weird system, and it ends up looking dramatically different than how the regular Fibonacci sequence looks. And there's a whole family of weird stuff like that, and it would be so cool to, like, A, building it in Minecraft could be a lot of fun. But also B, where am I going? Roadside forest, okay. So, yeah, flag room, and then roadside forest. Ooh. Is this little guy rare? If he is, I wouldn't know. Or if they are, I wouldn't know. Oh. Whoa! I really, really like this artist's style. I forget which author this is. This is 2DA, right. There's some really, really nice stuff here. Ugh! Oh, shit. That scared me. Oh, and then roadside forest, I'm thinking of a different map. Yeah, I get the impression that I just need to go to the mannequin sub-area. But Hofstadter's Q sequence could be fun, the Van X sequence could be fun. Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, right, I completely forgot there were chasers in there. It's been a while since we've seen a map that has, like, actual aggressive chasers in it. So there's only a small number that aren't really easily dealt with. This is probably a crossing moment. Unless they're immune. That would not shock me if they were immune, because some map makers like to do that. Oh shit. Shit, shit, shit. They're not immune. It's Blood World. Hey, quit that. Oh, so that thing wrapped in vines was my destination. Where are you? You. Oh, it's this character, right. I forgot about you. This character's adorable. Oh, so many areas I walk in and my immediate thought is joy. I remember this area as well. This area is really cute. But with my other hand, I'm gonna try and look for the Hofstadter's Q sequence, so I'm not embarrassing myself. This is fun. I really love abstract art. I think it's always very amusing and interesting to see what it might have meant. That is not interactable. Oh. Hostetter's queue sequence, there we go. And then I need the OEIS entry. Okay, so it is 1, 1, 2, 3. I was wrong. Oh! Whoa. Yeah, Bloom 99. This is a map that I've heard about, but I've never been here before. Oh! Gnome? Hang on, I want to see Gnome. Might be a bit of a headache to grind for this because it's a 1 in 16 chance, but I'm willing to try. If the end result is Gnome... So the way that it would work is you have 1, 1, and then 2, and then 3. And then 3, you go 2 back, you go 1 back, which gives you another 3. And then it goes 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8. It skips 7 entirely. I think it might come back to it eventually. But it's interesting the way that it works out. And it would be very cool to see it all. It would be very cool to see it all written out, because it's sort of y equals x, but it follows a very weird, sort of like bulbous progression. Okay, yeah, so I shouldn't have to walk off to the side. It should Cornelius should pop up very quickly. But it would be very cool to see it written out. I might have to do some trickery with the data range, because I forget the Gnome. Yes. Yes, Gnome. This is awesome. I remember very distinctly, I held off from watching Pareko's video about this set of maps because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go visit here. And then it took me like a year to actually come here. And I didn't even get to see the gnome when I did. This is very gratifying. I think this just unlocks this mask permanently, but I don't know that for certain. I can just come back here if I really want to. But Minecraft is a very interesting case when it comes to commands, because there's not a lot of programming languages that give you access to a 3D space you can fly around in. It's not a vibe that I see recreated very often. Oh, well, that's empty. But it is still fascinating. What? Wait, this rocks. Ugh. Oh! What do you mean? These are amazing. These are amazing. Why have I never seen this before? Rain, classic. Ooh. Pretty squiggly. This is very, like, almost reminds me of an Amori animation. Oh, this is the connection? I should have taken a picture. In fact, 1 second, I'm gonna go back and take a picture of that. Might take a minute. Oh, there was something that was supposed to be there. Okay, cool. And this is like CCTV footage, I think? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe there's like a evil creature that runs through this hall eventually. Ooh. That's the one I missed last time, and that then cactus, and then this, which this is interesting. And then rain. Oh. Hello? Damn it. Okay, it broke. Okay, I can just get a picture of it from the video. That is an adorable one, though. Bloom 99. It feels weird to have text here. What's that sound? What is... Oh. Oh, it's a turnstile. Okay. Oh. What did I do? I can no longer leave the room. Oh. Alto. Oh, this is correct. Alto is the next place I need to go. Really cool. Oh, and this is why you need fairy. I see. Whoa. This is awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen a map like this where it's like really long stretches where you use fairy effect with like an isometric view. I'm scared to know what happens if you unequip fairy in that situation. There is a chance that it will just wake you up. Oh, fish! I liked that fish in the window, that was fun. I completely forgot this was here. This is awesome. Again, I genuinely so curious what happens when you go through this area when you have text events turned off. I wonder if that billboard is even there. That shit's so funny. This is the kind of thing that I'm... Oh, you just can't open the menu. I see. Ooh. Oh god, that looks nice. I like the skylight, the light coming through from the ceiling, that rocks. Ooh, cool car. I like this car. Shame what happened to it. I was not expecting that door to open. Thought that was a padlock on it. Oh, this is... This is like... What would I even do here? This is like that one room in the like classic Nikki room. Oh, okay. So it started as blue. If I go back up, then these both lead out to different areas. I like this. Ooh. Oh, they got games? They got games! Dream Drive! Yo! I do remember this now, that's awesome. Admittedly, this isn't very engaging, but... Is that a complaint? No, that is not a complaint. This rocks. Whoa! Now it's engaging. There's shadow ladies. I'm playing ski free. I think I saw on the wiki page very briefly that like the bowling balls from Bowling Zone show up. I don't know how. I wonder if the score is tracked, because I know they've got like a leaderboard for all the games on Tuki. There's the bowling balls. Hello, guys. I wonder if this score is tracked as well. Damn it. Okay. That was only 75? I got all those coins though. Then what is this? Amplitude. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. This area is just called Amplitude. Hang on, putting a bat point here just in case I need it. Oh, is bat just not allowed? It is not allowed. Okay, cool. Hopefully that means this area is not too big. Oh, this is kind of like, it kind of reminds you of Technicondominium. Damn. Presumably this is gonna lead somewhere. Oh, I see. One coin. One A Skittle. That rocks. Ooh. Someone is awaiting my Steam friend request. I would be willing to bet money that that is a scammer, but I've been I've been wrong before. Usually when I have recent hours in TF2, and someone gives me a friend request out of the blue, 9 times out of 10 it's a scammer. 10 times out of 10, who am I kidding? Whoa, that was such a neat visual, wait a second. One of those visuals that just makes you wonder how the hell they even did that. Because this is still Yumatuki, like, holy smokes. Also, these visuals, oh my god. Huh? I originally assumed that this was another player. It is not. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, and this leads back to Bloom. I see. So, Location Motif, what are you doing here? Interesting. Okay, so it's just a static section. Alright, I mean, I feel like that was productive enough. I didn't get to do the vending machine, but I can go get that later. But yeah, that was delightful. That was one of my favorite sessions I've had in a while. Tuda's got the sauce. All those maps are amazing. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.